I don't know much about bowling, but I do know a gutter ball when I see one.
He's terrible.
You're awful.
He's terrible.
I'm a big fan, but you're awful.
Okay, so now let's talk about the Lakers and what kind of impact he'll have coming back.
He's going to have a big impact for the Lakers. They missed him when Gasol and them didn't show up in them finals. So I'm going to tell you that. He's going to come back. He's slimmed down. He looks good. He's put a lot of muscle onto his body. I think he's going to be the X factor for them to even, have a chance of going back to the championship and winning it.
I agree. Kareem talks about him and says he's a hard worker, and I trust his word more than anyone. But I think, like you said, I was really disappointed with Paul Gasol last year. I thought that he played KG tough as any power forward, and last year he didn't show up. And this guy, he and Kobe are going to be, I think, the staples of this team.
It's got to help though now that Paul Gasol can play his natural position, the power forward, to bring him back.
Yeah, but I mean, you're 7 foot. You're a center. You're power forward. I mean, your natural position, you're tall.
Tim is a power forward.
But if Tim played center, Tim would play center.
That's big basic. Shoot, he got game.
I don't think you hear Tim complaining.
So, but now tell me about the Lakers really go as Kobe goes. He's had a long season, got an Olympic gold medal, started out with a little bit of an injury, his knee and his finger. How do you think that'll have an effect on him as the season starts?
You got to understand, this guy right here, this is one of my favorites. When I played with him, he was my favorite. He hung out with me. He works out too much for me. He is so relentless of what he does because he wants to be the best. It's not going to hurt him. He's going to get his rest. He's going to be ready to play. He's one of the guys like me. I love him.
I mean, I love Kobe, and if you think about it, this may be, crazy to say, but he's not as athletic as he once was.
That's crazy to say.
I mean, obviously, he's one of the most athletic.
Just say?
You're not. I mean, can you give me a chance?
He started out first by saying,
I'm not going to get double
crazy
teamed.
to say.
It is crazy.
It was crazy to say.
He is not as athletic as he once was.
No.
He cannot.
That's like saying Superman can't fly as
no
fast
more.
as he used
But
to.
if Superman could jump over 30 stories, and now he can only jump over 29, it's still not as high. And all I'm saying is on this compliment. All I'm saying is he's such a veteran in the game. For him to stay as good as he is, to keep going to the hole, to keep working out, to keep getting the wear and tear on his body, and to be this good, and to be getting older, I think is a testament to how hard he works out.
You have to be careful. When you give a compliment and it takes you that long to get to the good part.
I mean, I didn't know I was going to be on trial. I'm going to have a lawyer with me next time.
All right, so now, let's talk about Lamar Odom. All of a sudden now Phil Jackson talking about bringing Lamar Odom off the bench. Can he handle that?
I'm saying he's the sixth man of the year.
He a what? Man, no way possible. He should bring him off the bench, man. I mean, this would help him because he didn't show up neither in the championship game. And I think that if they bring him off the bench, it'll give him more firepower off the bench.
So you don't want to put him at the point forward sometimes and bring Kobe off the ball, let Kobe handle it.
No, I don't. He's not a good passer like that. No.
What would you?
Leave him on the bench. Yeah, I probably would try to go get somebody for him. I'll try to get me 2-3 point guards for him or something. But no, point guard ain't gonna work. Stay him on the bench. He'll be all right.
All right, so now let's talk about motivation. I've always thought now, if you're the team that takes, that you lose in the NBA Finals, who's more motivated the next year? The team that won the NBA Finals or the team that lost it?
Team that lost it, I think. I think the team that lost it. I think Kobe and them is going to come back a little bit with a little bit more fire because they got it really embarrassed up in Boston. I think Boston really put it to them, and I think they're going to try to show that they can get back there and hope Boston gets back there so they can play them again.
I definitely agree. I think LA is more motivated to come back and win.
So now, big, huge plus for the Lakers having Phil Jackson. Who you played for?
I love Phil. Phil is another player's coach. He'll let you do what you want to do long as you do it the right way. He wants you to do it. He's just going to sit up there on that big old chair with his back straight up. Don't say anything to nobody. Jump up every now and then. But he's going to really let you play. And winning 11 championships don't hurt you.
One thing I like about him was his demeanor playing against him. I never played for him, but I always thought he must do a lot of coaching in practice because even when you guys were making mistakes on the game, he wasn't somebody that needed to be seen walking around and tell you every play. I almost had confidence in him. Like, he gave you the game plan and knew what you guys were going to do. So having him is definitely
He was always one of those coaches, like when his team got in trouble, he'd never call a timeout. He'd let them play out.
I love that stubbornness.
I like that. Because if they made a run for us, we down 10 and they made an 8-0 run, he always tell you, you work it out.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of work.